evening, America. What it do? What it do? I am Wendy Torres on this November 11th, 2020. Welcome to the Mentor Mentee podcast.
Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day.
Yes.
I am your co-host, Emil Thomas. I hope you are having a fantastic afternoon. You had a fantastic day. I cannot wait to get into this conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm too excited because this might be one of them episodes where time is not going to be on our side, but it's all good. It's all good. How you doing, Wendy? How was your week?
So it has been a week, right? I'm still emotionally overwhelmed by the election result, the lack of election certification, the what may be or what is, but I am just so happy that Georgia is now blue.
Come on,
on my mind. Come on, Georgia.
Wendy.
We did that thing, did we not?
Yes, we did.
We did it. We did. So I am ecstatic about that. Now that I'm ecstatic about. However, normally on a Wednesday, I would say to you, I am just so happy and rested because today is my what?
Rest day.
Yes, but today was not a rest day. No, it was not. We got one of those phone calls in the middle of the night talking about be at the gym at 5:30 in the morning. And so I have been up since 4 something, got drug around Effect Fitness doing boot camp, and they even had the audacity to ask us to do some homework in the middle of the day. So I'm a little sore, but I'm here. I'm having a great day. It's a good Wednesday. It's always a good day to be alive. How are you doing?
Amen to that. I'm you know what? I'm doing really good. I have to say,
right, Anika.
Saturday was a very special day. It was a very special day. Not only because we got the announcement that we have a new elected president,
right,
but because, first of all, I don't know if people noticed, but in Chicago, prior to election Tuesday, it was cold. It was dark. It was gloomy.
Right.
On election Tuesday, it became very warm. The sun came out, and the sun didn't go away until yesterday. So on Saturday, we ended up with a full week of nice weather in Chicago. At the end of October and the beginning of November, which people from Chicago know doesn't ever happen.
Okay.
Because it snowed a couple of weeks prior to that. We were waking up and there was snow coming out of the sky. So Saturday was special because not only was it beautiful weather, we got this news and it really felt like brand new day from the Wiz. Like people shed all of their weight.
I saw that meme everywhere, that video, yes.
Because it was absolutely true. We literally shedded so much baggage. And then you would see people outside and it was like, I haven't seen you in 4 years. I really don't know who you are, but I haven't seen you in 4 years. Your presence, your energy. People were celebrating across the country. It just reminded me of what life was like pre-COVID, right? And that's the point of my story. Point of my story was like, I get so happy when we get to these moments of joy and bliss. And Saturday was a day that really like reminded me of like where we were at pre-COVID, in the sense that we had our own communities and we're able to celebrate together. Right. And that has kept me going through the days and days, especially this week.
It definitely was a weight lifted, even though Georgia is in a recount and some other things are happening. The simple fact that people came out and their vote was counted, and all of the angst and anxiety that led up to that is a shit. It's like we all need a nap. America, we need a nap. We should just go to sleep. Everybody yes, it is a brand new day, Captain Kurt. So listen, can we just take a moment and take a nap, America? But before we even move any further, I want to encourage my Instagram followers, if you will come over to our Facebook page, the Mentor Mentee Podcast. I'm going to sign off here because you can only hear me. You got to hear the full conversation. So I'll see you over there. All right. So, well, I'm so glad that you feel lifted. I feel lifted. Listen, we all like we were. I'm actually right at the end of a detox. So not only are we working out on our off days, but we're detoxing.
Does,
America, pray for me. I'm going through it over here.
does anybody else feel like the
Mm.
Mentor Minty podcast is Wendy's opportunity to just let it all out on her trainer because he won't let her out in the gym, so she just lets it all out now. In a couple of
I know
weeks, I'm
he's
just
not
gonna put.
watching. He's
In a
not
couple of
watching.
weeks, I'm gonna put all the clips together of you just ranting about you and your trainer and how he abuses you, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. My bad. I'm gonna let you vent.
Anika trains with me, and she knows it is true. This was supposed to be our active rest day. There
And
was
you,
no rest.
I hear it. I hear it. Can we get into today's topic just
Yes.
because who knows where we're about to go? Ladies and gentlemen, let's just have some fun. I see that y'all are in here. I would love if y'all interact with us, talk with
Please.
us. There are about to be some opinions expressed today. There are opinions. So let us have them. And we're going to let you have yours as we go through this.
The opinions expressed today do belong.
So today's topic really started out of last week.
It did.
Wendy was in her Wendy rants. And she had two rants. Her first rant was about a term used called FOBO, which many people think that she has created her own. She was like misspelling a word, but no, it's actually a real term for her. And FOBO means fear of better option.
It does.
And when we talked about it last week, it really created an uproar. First of all, it drove you into a sermon that all the women needed to hear. So we just want to thank you once again for doing that.
I did not try to do that, but it just happens sometimes.
Yes, and I recognize it and I love it. I gave you the space to do so. Everyone enjoyed it. So thank you so much for that blessing.
You're welcome.
But there was so much more of FOBO that we wanted to get into that we just did not.
Okay.
And so I think instead of us just, leaving it to the side, let's just get into the topic of the day, the fear of better options.
Yes, the fear of better options.
So where did FOBO come from?
So I have been divorced for about 7 years now, got divorced in 2013. And when I got divorced, I actually was in the state, I was married or dating seriously since 19. So like the concept of dating is something not foreign to me, but I've lived my life as a married woman, right? So in the last 7 years, I was reintroduced to dating not in America, but in Atlanta. Let's be very clear. So I was not prepared for that. Because even though I went to college and I know exactly how things go down on the yard, I also was engaged for the majority of the time, for a lot of the time that I was in college. So I saw a lot, but I didn't experience a lot until I got single this time. So here I am thinking that I am dating someone. I'm single. I've been divorced. I met somebody on.
Can you define dating?
Okay, so let me date myself. Yeah. Yes, fantasy. That's what dating in Atlanta is like right now. It is like being on the yard, and you know exactly what I mean. When the frat guy is in the dorm room on the second floor, and then when he leaves that room, he goes upstairs to the fourth floor, and the girl on the second floor is crying because she knows he's upstairs on the fourth floor, but she don't do nothing about it. And then the next day, when they are on the yard, that means out on campus going to class, she walks by him and does not speak because they don't speak to each other because they don't want anybody to know that they're talking. Or the other girl who doesn't know the yard, the rules of the yard, walks up to him and hey, how you doing? And then he ignores her and she gets embarrassed by everybody. Yeah, so that is what it is like to date in Atlanta. Okay, so now me hurry up. So what was your question?
My question was, can you define dating?
So for me, yes, fantasy, yes, hanging from the bed sheets, yes. So for me, when I was younger, if you met somebody, you exchanged numbers, you were talking to each other, eventually, you're dating, right? I have your number, you have my number, we talk all the time, we're going out, we go on dates, we're dating.
Right.
But that is not dating in the 2000. That is not dating now. And I was not prepared for that. I did not know. So here I am thinking, I'm talking to this guy. We're going out, we're hanging out. And I'm thinking that we're building something because I'm used to being a what? Wife. And then in a conversation with the person I think I'm dating, he tells me that he has FOBO. And I'm like, what is FOBO? Like, what is FOBO? Fear of better options. Because he's just, he also is a personality, right? So he does a lot of things on social media. And so he felt very comfortable just talking about this. He had no idea that what he had said just crushed me. I was like, okay. Oh, clearly I am not the better option. But, he was saying that people in Atlanta date multiple people. Exactly, Richard. Yep. Date multiple people because they have fear of better options. Like when you meet one person, you don't commit to that person fully because you don't know if something better is out there. What's up next?
I don't know. Sounds like commitment issues.
Listen, Jennifer, that's what but come on. Then.
Okay, so
if it is commitment issues, then the entire city of Atlanta has commitment issues because y'all out here on the yard running teams.
Can we for the moment let the yard go?
Okay.
Being that many people haven't experienced the yard.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but what I will want to say,
I'll bring it back when we talk about HBCUs.
Absolutely, right?
Okay.
But here is what I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. What I do want to talk about is the fact that you are spot on that in Atlanta, we do not commit to relationships. Mm-mm. We create multiple phases before we get to the relationship, right?
Right. Yes.
It used to just be dating, and now there's this thing called talking.
See, and I had to learn that. I cannot say I'm dating you and you're not dating me. I'm not doing that anymore. So now I have FOBO, or that I had FOBO.
Because you got okay. I
have fear of better options.
You're killing me. He's about to take exit on stage right.
Because I don't know if I'm dealing with you. Okay, watch. So then wait, how far do you want me to go?
I'm gonna match you wherever you are.
Okay, so listen. So at one point, I got to a point where I'm just running an entire team. Like I look up and I'm like, wait, we playing basketball. Like you get in and you get out, and okay, let me sub you in. And I had one point where I said, Team Wendy, nobody gets cut, but you can be benched.
But here's the plus to this, right? Before I throw my side in here, is to say two things. One, majority of your life, you have been a married woman. I just want to keep saying that because at my age, right now, I am living in the best place to like date, right? I'm just in dating season in which I can meet someone, which is usually freaking online at this point, but you can meet someone, you can talk to someone, you can go out on a date with someone, you can let them go. Like, it's a beautiful time, right? I don't have the experience of marriage, of commitment for years on years. Right. And so I believe I believe it's so due for you that you have your time to just date.
That's a good point. You're right.
Because you didn't get it yet.
I didn't. And I did that within this 7-year span. But realized that I wasn't, but as a woman, okay, women, you're gonna get mad. But as a woman, we say we want to be in a relationship. We just want to settle this relationship issue, right? I want somebody to be consistent with whatever it is you're trying to be consistent about.
That's good. That's good right there.
Whatever that means.
Whatever you agree the partnership is, that's what the partnership is.
Because you're just trying to you might be just looking for somebody to come clean out the gutters or help you wash your car or take you out on a dinner or go have somebody to experience things with and all those kind of things. Or you might be looking for somebody that just
wants to Netflix and chill.
Okay, there you see. Thank you, Nate, for fixing that for me. But the consistency, but you're looking for someone consistent. And you can't find somebody consistent if you're not putting in energy as well. And what I'm saying is that I went for a time and period where I wasn't putting in any energy because I was looking for you to bring all, you got to show me some before you got any extra attention from me. You got my name, you got my number, we texting and we're calling, you want to go out every once in a while, that's fine. But before you get any of this wifely energy that I have, this girlfriend energy that I have, there was some next level that I need to see. And if I didn't see it, I don't know how to help you.
And what's crazy is just knowing you, that your energy, because that has been in you for so long, that energy just resonates, right? And so the men that are actually attracted to you are attracted to that thing. And so this has been the first time where you really like, oh yeah, I know I got that thing, and you're not gonna get this thing now. So come on, what you gonna show me? What you got?
I need to see something. I mean, but I believe that. I mean, that's why I had to be honest with it. Like, we need to be honest with it.
So how are you living with fair, better option? Oh, see, everybody's just like this communication. But let's talk about this communication.
So let's talk about the communication thing. You're right. Okay, everybody. Hey Tony, everybody's saying fair communication. I mean, you're 100% right. But in the A, Nate just said that he is in Chicago, where the people are being honest. Hey, I like you. Let's hang out. Let's go to the movies. And that does not mean that you're the only person I go to. Fantasy's on here. Remember what I say? Go to the movies. With. Right. However, in the A, people are, listen, there's so many options. This is the bet, like this is the black Mecca. Every woman has a peach booty. Like there ain't no such thing as, not having a body. I mean, you could be plus size and you got it's bad women around here. And men. That's why I said last week, Viagra got men in their 50s thinking that they are just doing, no, you're about to be 60. You need to slow down, sir. But nevertheless, my point is in Atlanta, people are not being honest. They are setting up these situations where they are making you think that you are the only person that they're dealing with, but they're dealing with 5 and 6 people. So my FOBO came from the fact that I am a studier of patterns.
I can't. The comments are so crazy. The comments are so crazy. Y'all doing the best.
It is. You're right. It is the land of milk and honey. And you can't knock that. A 50-year-old man, I remember because I'm in my late 40s. So a 50-year-old man can date a 20-year-old woman in Atlanta. I mean, you can do that anywhere. But in Atlanta, you have the pick of the litter. And then they used to say that the ratio of men to women was so crazy. You heard it was 1-7, 1-17, 1-27. So in my bad FOBO days, now remind you, I said in my bad FOBO days, this was my philosophy. If I got 7 people's number in my phone, I know you got 20. So I'm just waiting to see. I'm watching your patterns. Where do I fall in that lineup? If when we first meet, you're calling me in the morning, you're calling me at night, you're texting me in the morning, you're texting me at night, then I start getting some in middle of the day text. Oh, he's really interested. But then after a couple of days, that starts to wane, or you don't get what you want because, ladies, let me be honest with you, the 90-day rule does work. And you don't get, and then all of a sudden, some of that starts to wane off. That lets me know that you found a shinier bauble to pay attention to, and I just got shifted in your rotation. I'm not putting all of my eggs, I'm not putting all of my attention in a basket unless I know I'm your priority.
Here's I love these comments.
Okay.
Because they're going crazy. What I want to add to
I
this,
love that,
right?
Richard.
Yeah, like I don't know what to.
Because that's what I said last week. What did I say last week, Nate? I said it. I said because in my 40s, I could date somebody in their late 20s. I could date somebody in their 30s.
Okay, now here's the thing. So 2 things. I have always been solely only attracted to older women. I don't think I've ever been attracted to younger women, right? But that is especially because in Atlanta, the older women are doing, I mean, they got their life figured out. By that, they got their own house, their own crib. They don't need you. They're independent. It's just like when you actually think about who you want to be with in Atlanta, the middle-aged woman is the perfect woman. Specifically the black woman. I'm just going to say it. The black woman in that middle age, they're killing it. They're killing it. Look, now you're getting compliments. So my thing is this.
Thank you.
My thing is this. It's the talking phase that gets me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a millennial and I truly still do not understand what the talking phase is. It does not make sense to me that we meet people and do the same thing we always have done and have just separated the time we stop qualifying the time of what we've been together doing. Right. So majority of all my relationships have been with people in Georgia and Atlanta. Oddly enough, they all have had secrets. They all have had another person, which now this is what I'm going to say. When you grow up in a society like Atlanta, where it's acceptable as much as it is that everyone you're actually naturally born interested in has other people, you also start to play the game of, well, then maybe I should also have multiple people, which brought in me studying polyamory.
Oh.
So a couple years ago, I was in this relationship and I had gotten very serious with her, but I knew the entire time that I was with her that at one point there was another person, and at two, she was very interested in being with others. But
hold on. The Captain Kurt said that the talking phase is, can you put two sentences together?
Yes, and then period. Now that you know that, how long we gonna wait? If I have a whole conversation with you, okay, let's break this down. Let's break this all the way down.
That's too much word.
Hello. Let's break this talking phase all the way down to we need to put two sentences.
Okay.
If I meet you, say hello, introduce yourself, give you a lovely compliment, you introduce yourself.
That's the gym, y'all.
You introduce yourself back to me. There seems to be acceptable consent conversation, right? Mm-hmm. You have interacted with me, giving me consent to have a conversation with you.
Right.
I asked you for your number. You consent to give it to me.
Right.
I call you. We have a nice conversation. We have dinner. I say, do you want to do this again? You say yes. To me, talking is over. That's it.
So we dating from that point on.
If we decide to meet again, we dating.
Okay, and so what the people are saying is that we need to communicate that. And so I'm saying we would have to, and I'm telling you, if you did not tell me that, if you would have to say, if you said that to me, I would be good. And okay, I know how to operate. But if you don't tell me that, I'm watching. And the word says, watch as well and pray.
So now here we go. Let's take this a step further. I self-title myself to be a serial friend zone gentleman.
Okay.
I have the most beautiful black women friends in the world. I'll go to war on anyone who can tell me that they have more beautiful black friends than me. They don't. Hold on. I'm gonna need some intention. How I know I'm coming off the markets?
Come on, ma'am. Thank you, Jennifer.
It's really clear how you know you're coming off the market. If we're going out again, then you are exercising the verb, which is dating.
So I'm going to tell you all something that my daddy told me, and I live by it. And so this is a phrase that you'll hear all the time. My daddy told me, if a man is interested in you, he will let you know.
Yes.
Point blank, period.
Yes.
And if you don't let me know, I am going to assume you are not interested.
So can we talk about this?
Okay.
The problem is when women are interested but want to act like they aren't, then when you dip, you aren't the one. Come on with it. Because as honest as
because they have FOBO. Go ahead.
So as honest as they are, right, in terms of, yes, what you said, men will let you know if they are interested, but also women will let you know. But also the game of dating is that women will not let you know, even though they're going to let you know.
Right. Because Because there's so many rules. You know, you have to be available. I've got to be able to smile a certain way to let you know, because men don't like rejection. So I have to smile a certain way that if you speak to me, I will talk to you. So you feel comfortable coming up to me in the first place. I've got to be open. Then there is okay, I need to let you know that I'm interested. But if I'm too interested, then you're going to think, oh, this, I don't have to put forth any effort. And so then you're going to treat me a certain way. So then women are taught you have to not be so available all the time.
Okay, let's get back into these comments real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, so first thing, Brendan in here talking is speaking on the phone. Dating is going on dates, but can see others. Okay, yes, I never said we exclusive. I just said we dating. Thank you, sis. Then there's exclusive dating, which is the relationship. That's how it's supposed to go for me. I agree with that. Let's get some comments on how this is. Now, Antonio over here says some women want to stay on the shelf, which is absolutely true.
That is true. Yes, I agree.
They like the game of the chase. Mm-hmm. They just like getting the compliments because they outside.
Yeah, they shelf sitters.
Kid just said, but multi-dating is real until you verbalize that we are dating each other exclusively.
Okay.
So now we got talking, dating, exclusive dating, the relationship.
And then we together.
That's where we are right now.
Okay.
If I'm not option A, I'm not option B or C. Ooh.
And that is real.
That's facts on that.
And that's what he
right.
Watch this. And he said what he said.
He said what he said. And we as men have a small space for rejection. Once that cup starts to fill up, we let it spill and drop the glass.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know. Were you finished with your point?
No, I did want to go back to this friend zone point because
go ahead.
Because I hope I still have it the way I wanted to share it. Mm-hmm. So what I was saying before was I accept and know that I am a serial friend zone gentleman, which means I have the potential, or I'm very good at it naturally, at going up to any woman I may have an attraction to and becoming her friend. Women that I think are out of my what's the word? League. Women that are out of my league.
You were going to say that.
Women that are out of my league, right? But it's honest. You could look at someone and not know what's going on in their mind, see them have a gorgeous state of the art body, and you just like, I ain't got that. She. So it's just, there's an honest thing, but I am very good at becoming friends with women. That roots in something of my original fear of better options, which is that in growing up, right? For everyone, if you don't know, I'm a baby of 4 brothers, two who are vets. So happy Veterans Day to all the military out there. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate each and every one of you. But I'm a baby. Thank you, Kiji, because I don't have creepy, rapey vibes. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm a baby of 4.
What a standard.
What a standard.
Okay. Yeah,
right? And so my brothers, right, are, when I tell you growing up, they were so energetic. I mean, the women loved them. They were smooth with it. They could talk to you. They could have anyone they want, right? Also, they're born New Yorkers. So they had that energy that, like, especially when we moved to Atlanta, right? That migration of all those New Yorkers to Atlanta, the Atlanta chicks just ate every New Yorker boy that came their way. So, like, my brothers have had a great success with women.
Okay.
They're married now and have kids. However, I saw how they were with women, and I never saw them with friends of women, but I always saw them with the next girlfriend or the next, and I just wasn't particularly interested in that. Right? I was a rebel, so anyway I can go opposite, I want to go opposite, and so I took it upon myself naturally to not look at to learn the way of not looking at women sexually first. To see a woman for who she is, to actually listen to her, to talk to her, to learn what it is that actually provokes a woman, right? Also, let me also say, I understand every woman is different, right? But that is the task that as you meet women, you get to learn more and more. And so the moral of my story is this. The fear of the better option is you set up an option for yourself. My option as a teen into my early 20s was I wanted to be friends first. I needed to be friends first, right? I don't know about that. I'm just speaking my truth.
I think we could. I really think we could.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to be friends first. I felt like that was safe. I felt like that was my way of making sure that I wasn't becoming the men that were the women had before them. Mm-hmm. And that I was actually able to start a relationship in a place that if something fell, I had a friend. Because I also have issues with just losing people in my life. And so I'd rather be able to have multiple relationships with you and know that one or the other doesn't work, rather than only having one type of relationship with you and then knowing it when it doesn't work, or if it doesn't work, then I just lose you altogether.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's a great point, because in my singleness in this time, one of the things that I have been able to do is not cut people off 100%. Right. So like even that person that I got, the person that told me that they had FOBO, fear of better options, we still have a close-knit relationship. In other words, we still talk. Like when I put the stuff out about FOBO yesterday as a promo, he was like, "Oh, for real? You just gonna use my stuff for real?" And I was like, "I'm gonna give you your credit, you know, where I got it from." And he was like, "So do you still have it?" I was like, "Oh, working on some things." But anyway, so relationships and communication, to everybody's point, you are 100% right. Communication is key. And that is one of the things I think that we lack. And that's why I directed my comments to Generation X and not millennials, because millennials are very good about putting what they believe and think up front. Generation X men, not all, but what I have encountered in the past 7 years can be very misleading. And you just need to tell the truth. You will be surprised what you get if you're just honest.
Dana is 100% right. It may be safer to be friends first, but you can't have better options if you have no options.
Right. And let's be very clear. I feel everyone has choices. The name of the game is you want options. So you want to put yourself in a position where you are doing some choosing for yourself. And I think everyone has the right for that. You might do the work like I've done physically to have certain options of what I want to wear or how I want to feel or what I want to be able to do physically in my body. You may want to have the option of what kind of job you want. So you go to school or you get different trades. You make choices are where do I go to high school, but options are I have multiple opportunities for employment. Those students that have all of these different scholarships or all of these different acceptance letters from different schools, those are options. The choice is I choose to go to school or not. Options are I can go to any school there is. I think about Idealo, who could have gone anywhere. I think about Drayton, who could have gone anywhere, just dropping names of students that went to the school we went to together. That is an option. And I made a decision. When I first got divorced, I'm going to say this one little thing. When I first got divorced.
Wait, before you say it, I'm just so happy that I get to share my mentor with everybody else.
Okay. Because I was trying to teach these lessons back then. Hopefully they listened.
It's our platform. They'll listen to us. They're here to listen now.
Yes. When I first got divorced, people asked me, "Well, what do you want?" And at that time, I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew what I didn't want. I know what I didn't want to feel like. Now I know what I want. Right? I know what it feels like. I used to think I knew what it looked like. People get into that. I know what it feels like. And when I feel that, when I'm in the presence of what makes me safe, what makes me comfortable, what makes me want to be vulnerable and let you see the whole me, then that's the option that I want. And that's when the fear of that, there is no other option. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how tall it is. I don't care how much money the next, if my economics people are still on here, whatever the opportunity cost to trade off the next best option is not good enough if what I have now feels those things. So maybe we can get some freedom in that.
I just want to jump on Hill. Here's the thing. What if you don't like nobody? I'm not gonna lie. The other day, I woke up to myself. I was like, I'm so happy being single. Like, I just am so happy to be single. And I don't have a because reason, and I don't need to have a because reason. It's just that, like, I'm happy being just me. I like just being responsible for me.
Yes.
But I do want to, so what happens? Also, here's the thing.
I think that's a good place to be. Hold on. That was one thing that Shauna said to me when I first got divorced. She said, my prayer for you is that at one day you are okay with being with you.
Yes.
Right. You have got to get to a place where you are okay with being with you. You have got to, like, I am so happy with my own self right now. Well, you must be giving away some information.
Richard, you still with that 34-year-old? Is that why you mad at me?
Listen, Richard, I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you too, bro. I really am. I'm glad you got that love. This is gonna
trade off.
I'm trying to hold on to my Sugar Bear Chronicle because it's on the tip of what's happening right now. And I just want to say
first then. Go. No, you go
first. No, because there's one more thing I want to talk about before we jump into it, which is it's true. You have to love you.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying we're talking about FOBO, but I remember I talked about my deliverance or me not having FOBO anymore because I'm so in love with me. Like, you can't even come into my space unless you fit in with this groove I got going on right here.
Okay. So this is what I want to say to, not to Richard, but about this comment. I'm not okay being with me. I need to be with me and her too.
That's not a bad, okay.
Not a bad thing. It really isn't. It's not a bad thing. Everything he's saying is fine, and I respect that. Here's the two things I want to say. One, I am actually in the process of learning what are my options.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Before you can get to better options, you got to actually learn about your options. And I think that was where we were getting to a couple of minutes ago, which is the idea of, like, where I am. I'm in a place where, like, I'm learning options. I am learning what I'm actually attracted to. I'm learning what I actually want to invest my time in, how I may want to actually go into a relationship, how I want to speak. What do my feelings actually mean? There are many people who get to do this. And here's the thing about Atlanta. There are many people who get to do this at a very young age, right? Mm-hmm. I know people who have been together since I was in the 6th grade, which is middle school, right? That they rode high school out, they rode through college, they got married, they have kids. I mean, it's going on 10, 15 years that these people have been together. That's a long time. And that's a lot of development that they went through with someone. I commend them in a way I could never commend others. But that's not my story. My story is I got to figure out my options. And then once I figure out my options, I'm going to figure out which one's better. Right. So hold on. Okay. So let's go back to the comments and then we're going to jump ship. Right. Okay. So I'm going to start with Hill. Okay, absolutely she was. I teach U.S. history, but y'all got to get this financial literacy convo, racial disparity talks. Your mama's getting a divorce counseling. You're trying to find yourself speech. Real teachers teach real stuff. That's all right. Day, every day. Thank you, Hill.
I'm going to give it to you. Straight
when you love you, then you are having a threesome with peace of mind and happiness.
Woo! Come on with it. And that goes with how do you say KG, how do you say her name? Kenji's comment earlier where she was like about being, forget all that other stuff. Do you bring peace to my life?
Yes.
Listen, love yourself and be at peace, and then find somebody that brings peace to your life. That when I'm around you, my word is always safe. Listen, y'all, help her. Can we reach out our hands right now?
I got FOBO. I like affection and attention, so I keep a backup plan in my back pocket. But I'm only 22, so she right. She only 22. She's only 22. She ain't settled down.
Listen, as long as the way we're playing, if you're running a team, as long as you're not running a team, right? Just because you have people on the team, we can't be running everybody at the same time. That's not safe.
And let's also say it is, let me say this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very safe way to have a team.
Mm-hmm.
Many people have a team, but many people take the responsibility and the communication that it takes to have a team. And not everyone can have a team. And just because you're a man don't mean you are owed a team or do a team or can't have a team.
You better
well,
this is for Brennan. You have all the time. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, y'all got Miss White in here.
Hey, Evelyn.
All right. I think it's time to jump into the next section. You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. So I want to jump into the Sugar Bear Chronicles today.
Okay.
And I would like to bring up a comment. This is what I love, right? I actually want to bring up a comment that's going to actually get me into this. So Jennifer says, yes, butterflies are overrated. How much peace do I feel around him? I just want to talk about butterflies. So the other day, like I said, I woke up with this feeling and I was just like in a place where I was like, I am happy. Hey, Ms. White.
Hold on, we have to stop.
Right, we got to pause for a second.
Ms. White, how are you? So happy.
How you doing, Queen?
We're just cutting up over here on the Facebook.
I hope you are doing well.
Yes.
I hope you are doing so well. I hope Mama.
We love you. We miss you so much.
We got, what's this? I'm the one married 28 years since middle school, and I found the peace, respect, and love is key. See?
Yes, that's my girlfriend, Lena. She's doing awesome. Just celebrated a birthday, anniversary, and she's doing the thing. It's possible.
It's absolutely possible. Okay, so Sugar Bear Chronicles.
I'm being quiet.
Butterflies. I woke up the other day, was happy. I had I just had this feeling over my body where it's like, I'm happy being single, right? You just get those sometimes, especially when you're single for a while. It's a good check-in. And after that, I thought about the feeling it is to like somebody. Now, I know this is about to make everyone feel we're about to get into the butterfly conversation, but here's my point. Do you remember what it authentically feels like to like someone? And I'm talking about liking someone, not in the way that it's like it's like love on sight or anything, but it's the time where you just meet someone who is genuine at the moment you meet them, right? It is a fresher breath here to have that conversation. They are just naturally of your attraction. And so you just naturally think they're a beautiful, handsome individual. And your gut wakes up. Your gut gets warm or cold. Your toes start to, and I was just like, I don't want to be with no one who don't make me feel that way. Ever. Like my first rule right now is like, I need you at some point in the talking to dating, not exclusive. So we're talking about phase 1 to phase 2, talking to first, second date. I got to feel something, right? I got to know that my body actually starts to generate something in your presence. And so my point of the Sugar Bear Chronicles is like, I'm always talking, I just want to keep talking about the presentation of love in our space, especially as we're going to come out of COVID one day, hopefully sooner than later, that we have the opportunity at this point to come into That sounds like COVID, Neil.
I'm not standing. Richard, you better finish. You better not pay
I can't stand with Richard. I can't. As we're coming out of COVID, right? Naturally, when things really start to reopen and we can be in the presence of people like we used to, right? That we aren't going back to a time in which when you would go to a lounge, when you would go to a club, when you would go to a restaurant and see someone sitting alone at the bar, that you can go up to them and have a you can have a peaceful, no holds bounds conversation. You can just be yourself and get to know people again. It just felt like as when we were coming into COVID, so there was just not enough of us interacting. We were in our groups, we were in our cliques, we were going together as our little communities, but we weren't actually spreading out, right? We weren't actually jumping ship into others and getting to know people. So my whole point of the Sugar Bear Chronicles is, if you are single or if you in a relationship, think about the last time you just had that gut woke up and told you something about that relationship that you're in. Or when was the last time you had that feeling? And I pray that as we move forward, single or not single, that stays active in your body, that stays active in your soul. Because I for me, I think my favorite relationships have come from having that feeling. Because it grows into so much more. It actually feels like you're getting to grow and erase something when you have that. When you don't have it, it just feels like you're doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. You ready to rant?
I am. So I had a rant in my mind, all set up to deal with support. And I'll come back to that because it's a rant and it's in there. But I'm gonna stay with this concept of relationships and relating to each other, how we relate. And since you guys brought up so much about communicating, I'll go there. And last week when I ranted, my rant was very deliberately pointed towards men, Generation X men, and how, especially here in the city of Atlanta, you all are not very forthcoming and genuine in your intentions. But from a ladies, if we really want to be in a relationship. Now, if you don't want to be in a relationship, Hill said, well, what if I don't like anybody? I think that is perfect. I think that's a perfect place to be. I think that we need to embrace the process wherever we are and be happy in the moment that we are in. If you are in singleness, then you need to embrace that singleness. One of my favorite movies is Runaway Bride. And in that movie, there is a scene where, I'm going to forget his name, but where there's a woman who has been engaged over 6 times, and every time on the day of the wedding, she runs away. And so this reporter has come to do a story on her as the runaway bride. And of course, what happens when he meets her? He gets smitten with her, and now he's interested, right? And so as he gets to meet her and he's learning about her, he goes and he talks to every single one of her ex-fiancés, and he asks them a question. Well, what kind of eggs does she like? Well, the first fiance says, oh, she likes eggs that I like, poached. The next one says, oh, of course, she likes the same eggs I like, boiled. The next one, fried. The next, scrambled with cheese. For every single fiance she had, the man said she likes the same kind of eggs that I like, and it was a different type of egg. So here, Richard Gere, thank you. Here is my point. And there became a point and a pivot in the movie when he says, you don't even know what kind of eggs that you like. We are at a stage that if we really want to be with somebody, if you really want to share your space, and I'm talking to single people like me, because this is an epiphany I had to have. I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with myself during quarantine about what I really wanted for myself. Do you even know what kind of eggs that you like? Do you know what you want for yourself? That's what Nate is saying. Do you want to go on walks? Do you want to go on trips? Do you want children? Do you even really want to be married? Where do you want to live? What is it that you want for yourself? Because once you solidify those things, you won't waste your time or somebody else's trying to put them into your space and put their round self into your square peg. Know who you are. And once you know who you are and you give yourself some time to allow somebody in, then you have to do that. You have to allow people in. In the past 7 years, I have met some of the most amazing men. If I ever thought that I wasn't desirable, or that being overweight or having children or being financially destitute, because I was all of those things, broke, busted, and disgusted when I got divorced. At one point, I weighed 270 pounds. And when I got divorced, I probably weighed 230. And my youngest child was was 6 years old. He was in the first grade. And I said to myself, no one will want me. But I was so desperate to get out of the situation I was in. I ran for the hills regardless. And if I ever had in my mind that no one would want me, then God has proved 10 times over that that is not true, because I have been some places, I have done some things, I have seen the most amazing men interested in me. And those relationships did not work because I am still single. And the epiphany that I had to come to was, at some point, they realized that I was not giving them the attention that they wanted. I tried to levy all of that on them. I tried to levy all of that, well, they not doing this. I'm in the rotation. They running game. But at some point, because I kept a lot of those relationships intact where I could have conversations, I have had men tell me to my face, you just weren't there. I could tell you weren't paying me any attention. You weren't giving me any attention. You have FOBO. Mm-hmm. And when you have beautiful, articulate, intelligent men telling you that, you have to acknowledge that. So for my ladies out there, if what you want is a relationship, you better check yourself. I know that's not something that we want to hear, because we want to talk about what these men are doing and how they're doing it. And you're right, they're doing all of that. But be what you want out of friendships, out of relationships, out of everything. We have to relate with each other. And if you don't, you will be alone. Damn, I'm going to die alone. Yes, you will. If you don't do those things. It's hard work, but you have to do the work.
Okay, Kid G.
Okay, I'm done. That was my rant for the day.
Because
I'm not finna have FOBO, and I'm not finna be alone. Somebody, daddy, gonna take care of me the rest of my life. I don't mean financially. I just mean my spirit and my well-being.
Stop having this hard brick wall up. That's on both sides.
That's what I'm saying, Richard. You have got to let the wall down. And that was the hardest thing for me to do. And it's the hardest thing for me to hear. But I'm telling you, when I talk about I could have been in some phenomenal relationships had I just let the wall down, but I refused to because I was afraid. You cannot have fear. Fear of better options will keep you by yourself.
Yeah, hit this. Hill said, I still want to be in a relationship, though. I'm just comfortable with what I want to do when I want to do it. You can get too comfortable being single. ... I am here. That's true.
And be okay in that space today, because that space doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be next week. It doesn't have to be next month, but it is where you are today. And if we embrace where we are today, when I was 230, I embraced where I was. When I was 200, I embraced where I was. When I was 190, I embraced where I was. And now at 177, I'm embracing where I am, right? You have to embrace that. You can't constantly be thinking ahead or worried about behind. Be present where you are now and learn the lesson in right now so that somebody can come and be in your space.
I think, let's see. We can have the life we want. The only person responsible for giving it to us is ourselves. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I agree with that, bro. You can't get so comfortable that you don't know how to accept a relationship.
Yeah.
Yep. or a change in a relationship,
Mm.
right? Because sometimes a 10-year friendship can become a relationship on the 11th year, and you just don't know, right? All right, y'all. We are coming to the close. So before we close out, we're gonna do our tradition, which is today's dream is tomorrow's reality, or tomorrow's dream is today's reality. Here is what I would like everyone to do. If you would please, in the chat, just let us know. Is today's dream tomorrow's reality, or is tomorrow's dream today's reality? Who's going? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go
Yes,
first.
because
I'm
I'm
gonna go
thinking.
first.
Okay,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go first.
I'm thinking deep on this one.
I'm jumping with today's dream is tomorrow's reality, and here is why I'm going to jump with this. The other day, I was at a friend's house. We were watching a cooking show. Me, my roommate, all of us were just sitting watching a cooking show. In fact, it was her birthday. Happy belated birthday, Dana. It was her birthday, so we were all chilling. We were watching a cooking show, and if you're an artist, whatever you are, some of us sometimes get these visions, we get these ideas, we see stuff. And in this cooking show, for some reason, as I was watching it, I just had this quick vision of seeing me and my future partner making this dish. And when I saw it, I said, look at the dream and how when that happens, that moment is now worth a lifetime that I had to wait, because who knows how long that's going to happen, right? So today's dream is tomorrow's reality, because the dreams we put forward today, when they become true and become the reality of tomorrow, that single moment is a lifetime of wait. And that's what makes the love all worth it, right? That we have all these dreams. I can't wait to go pumpkin picking with a girlfriend. And then the moment you actually get to do it, it's like, oh, that feeling that you have been awaiting that moment to finally have this feeling. And now you have it.
Yeah.
And so for me, today's dream is tomorrow's reality for that reason. That I look forward to the dreams that do come true, specifically when we're talking about relationships, because those key moments are just so worth it.
Okay. You're going to take a comment, or you want me to go?
You want me to take a comment?
That's fine. So
all right.
Yeah.
So Hill says, today's dream is tomorrow's reality. I just jumped back into the dating pool. Lord, send me a life jacket.
We got you, friend. We got you. And it's going to be great. You know, you're dreaming today and about what it's going to be. And then one day you're going to look up and you're going to have that. You will have what you say. That is the truth. You will have what you say. Just trust the process. Don't make me go there, because, you know, we live that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you just got to speak it into existence. And remember that it has to be fun in the beginning. It should be fun the whole way through, but especially in the beginning, if you're not having fun, you know, you're not tied down. That's the whole point. If you're not exclusive, you are just, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I was going to say something really bad.
No.
I was going to bring up the yard, but the term I was going to use was going to be really bad. So I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. So you guys, okay, I'll promo that in a second. Okay. So I am going to finally flip. Woo! And say, today's reality is tomorrow's dream.
Tomorrow's dream is today's reality.
Okay, so yeah. And I'm going to say that because I have been dreaming so long about some things that are working themselves out right now. And I am in a space right now in my life that there are some things, and there are people and things in my life right now that are so amazing. And I mean like friendships, women in my life right now that are so supportive and real and genuine. Like, it's almost like it's a dream, but it gives me an expansion to dream. When you're in a like, okay, for everybody that doesn't know, I am a relational person. Everything I do is out of relationship. I have to build a relationship with people and a rapport to be able to work with them. That's why my students and I became so close, because you got to get to know me and I've got to get to know you so that I can teach you. So anyway, so right now I have all of these amazing things happening in my life that it is making me dream again. So I am like, whoa, wait, now this is now a possibility. And now that is now a possibility. And these things that I thought about that I might be able to do now, I can sit here and daydream about what that might actually be like, instead of it being this distant thing. So I am walking in a reality from dreams from the past, but they are creating dreams that have yet to come. So that's where I'm at.
I love when dreams have chapters.
When your dreams dream dreams. Come on.
Yes.
And I speak that for somebody. Let your dreams dream again.
Yes, you let them, because when you get closer to achieving it and it just tells you, no, there's so much more. There's so much more. It just lets you know, like, our life journey is gonna be cray.
Because there's a thing about dreams, and I know we're running over, but I know there's a thing about dreams. So this is gonna sound crazy, but since I was a small child, when I'm dreaming, I know I am. Right. Yes. So I know that I'm dreaming. Right. So I can be in a dream and about to fall, but say this is a dream. So I'm not going to fall. I'm going to stand. I'm going to land. Or I'm going to, this is happening and I don't want that to happen. So let me shift. Let me rewind and do this thing again. Let your dreams dream dreams. May you dream again, think again, expand your vision about yourself. Matter of fact, I'm going to go even, and this is my close, and I'm going to let you close us out. Learn yourself again. Think about who you are. What is it that you want for yourself? Dream about, see yourself in the near future, 5 years, 10 years, tomorrow. Who do you want to be? Remember that every single day brings brand new mercies, and you have an opportunity to be anew every single day. Financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, every day you can be a new person. You just have got to do the work and walk through the process. And those things that you dreamed before, you thought of before, go back and pick them up. And then take it a little bit further. Trust the process and watch. As we're talking about relate to yourself first and watch the person that's supposed to be with you. They will come.
I don't know how I'm supposed to close that out after you go.
Don't forget to come next week as we talk about HBCUs.
And
PWIs.
So that next week, So next week, okay, y'all. So check this out. Next week, this is okay. So next week we're gonna do PWI, which is predominantly white institution, or HBCU, historically Black colleges and universities. Wendy, what did you attend? PWI or HBCU?
I went to a PWI.
And
I'm the only person in my family.
You're the only person, and I went to a PWI, and I am attending a PWI. And so we're gonna have HBCU guests tomorrow, next Wednesday.
Okay.
And I hope you guys all come back and join us. I think it's going to be an exciting conversation. It's not going to be what you think about. I actually think we're going to be able to dig into many of the differences. And I'm actually very excited to talk about what pulled me out of not going to HBCU as a 18-year-old, and where my views are now if I had the opportunity to attend an HBCU. So it's going to be fantastic. Y'all can join us next Wednesday. It's same time, 6 o'clock Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Emil Thomas.
And I am Wendy Torres.
And y'all have...
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
You guys have an amazing night. Good night.